Hello, and welcome to News Now. I'm Brett Easter, along with
Elena Simpson. On today's agenda, we are starting off with good news for families all around the country. Brett, do you want to tell us more about the CDC's new guidelines?
Yeah, sure. On this past Monday, the CDC released new guidelines regarding COVID-19 that would allow vaccinated grandparents to be able to reunite with their families after being quarantined for so long. Texas grandmother Renee Hoffman is rejoicing with these new guidelines because her and her husband can finally reunite with their 14-month-old granddaughter Juliet. For the past year of her life, she's grown up only thinking her grandparents lived on FaceTime. It's really amazing to hear that we can start slowly getting back into the things where we can see our families again. Let's sail things on over to Elena with our next story.
This past week had started just off the coast of Thailand. A 23-year-old Navy sailor got a call about a ship that had started burning and sinking. Thankfully, the crew members on the boat were safe, but there were still 4 little kittens left on the fishing boat. The heroic sailor jumped into action to save the little cats. Now, all 4 kittens are safe and recovering with Navy officials.
Speaking about helping cats, there's a cat in Pennsylvania that's helping young kids right back. Last Friday, in the city of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, a child's Eve, a cat named Truffles, helped kids build confidence. Truffles the cat is an old rescue cat brought to the community to help. Truffles was at a camp where kids with vision problems were trying on some new glasses. Though some kids feel insecure with glasses on their face, Truffles the cat wore a pair along with them to help them boost a smile.
A Texas family has had many difficult times with the struggles of not being able to see their own quadruplets after the Texas ice storm. The 2 parents were followed along this journey by millions through their use of documentation, TikTok. This was hard for these parents who also had a 2-year-old daughter who struggled with the separation of her newly born siblings.
Well, I thought all those stories were pretty interesting. What one did you find your favorite?
I really liked the kitten stories.
Was it heartwarming for you?
Yeah, I really like to see them all get safe. What was
Personally,
yours?
for me, I thought the new CDC guidelines, it just made me feel happy because I'm finally going to get to see my grandparents again.
Yeah. There's also a lot of great things going on in sports right now. We're going to throw it over to Alina to see what's going on.
Thanks, guys. A 78-year-old woman named Nora Langdon from Royal Oak, Michigan became a powerlifting world record setter with not 1, but 19 broken records. 13 years ago as a realtor, Langdon decided it was time to get into shape. She now continues to go to Royal Oak Gym every day and even calls it her second home. Langdon is currently going for another world record. Moving on to the court, the NBA All-Stars weekend is more than just a game. In support of black colleges, Team LeBron and Team Durant competed to donate. The winner of each quarter got to choose where the donations went. Donations were made for all sorts of different stats, including each assist and points. The NBA and their sponsors collectively provided more than $3 million to TMCF, UNCF, and the National Association for Equal Opportunity. Now taking it to the gridiron. Just recently, Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers has donated $500,000 to Barstool Fund. This fund will go toward helping small businesses affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Small businesses affected by the lockdown have applied for financial relief to help pay bills and keep them running. The Barstool Fund has started in February 17th and has raised more than $36 million. We'll be back with more news after this short break.
New message.
Your social security number has been suspended. If you do not contact us, your account will be deactivated.
Scammers are aggressive when they contact a potential victim. Social Security Administration employees will never threaten you for information or promise benefits in exchange for information. In those cases, the call is fraudulent and you should just hang up. Don't provide any personal or financial information to these thieves. Call the Social Security Fraud Hotline at 1-800-269-0271.
Welcome back to News Now. I'm Brett, and with spring right around the corner, the weather's getting nicer.
You know what also happens is we're losing an hour of sleep due to daylight savings, which will allow us to have more daytime.
Well, you know what else has happened over in science? Let's find out. Let's kick it over to Kyle.
Thanks, guys. On March 3rd, a group of scientists from the University of Manchester was successful in the reproduction of an endangered toad species. The Harlequin Toad species is native to Panama and up to now have been bred in captivity. The team of scientists worked for 3 years to be able to meet the toad standards for the conditions of egg laying. This past week, on March 9th and 10th, in the early morning sky, a rare formation was seen by many. Some looked on with their naked eyes, while others equipped themselves with telescopes. Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn came into alignment just above the crescent moon. The best time to watch the sky was around 5 a.m. on March 10th, looking at the eastern horizon. That's all for science and tech. Taking it back to you guys.
Wow, that's a really cool planetary experience. Did you get up at 5 in the morning to watch that?
Obviously, I was not up early enough to catch that, but let's see if Riley was up early enough to tell us our stories on entertainment.
Ever since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, almost everything has been impacted by closures and quarantines, and the world's movie theaters were hit much harder due to film delays and ticket sales. However, the theater industry may be revitalized once more, for most of New York City's theaters are opening once again thanks to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. While still following the safety guidelines, patrons will be able to relive the theater experience once again and experience the new normal while theatrical market begins to heal. Another bit of exciting news, things are changing up for New Mexico. Riding a bicycle is a way of life across Navajo land in New Mexico, yet there isn't a single bicycle repair shop in the area. Silver Stallion Bicycle and Coffee Works has come together and began traveling across DNA lands to free bike repair across the Navajo Nation as a form of COVID-19 relief. So far, they held 13 repair events, repairing a total of 425 bikes in the 7 different communities across the Navajo Nation. The Silver Stallion used donated parts from companies like Stan's No Tubes and Cliff Bar Pro Team, along with salvaged parts of old bikes that do many of their repairs. Another heartwarming story, surfer reunited with his board by Good Samaritans 400 miles away. This was not just a surfboard. This surfboard is a Walden board, which costs between 800 euros and 1,200 euros. When the young Lee Brogan wiped out in England, he was devastated that his 10-year-old surfboard went with the wave that pushed him under. Not until a young couple found the surfboard 400 miles away on the coast of Scotland. They were put in touch with each other through Facebook, and Lee Brogan was able to reunite with his board again. Now throwing it back to Elena and Brett.
That surfboard story was crazy, how far it ended up away.
But you know, it's not far away, our next episode on News Now.
I'm Elena Simpson.
And I'm Brett Easter from M6, your hometown station.